Hey guys, Scott and Nate from PlayYourCourt.com. Should you shorten swing on your forehand?
I don't know. Maybe. All right, we're talking about whether you should be shortening the backswing on your forehand. It's a hot topic because there's a lot of players that are emulating Federer in his quick drop to get to contact faster. And we're gonna really need to discuss, is that the best decision?
There's some perfectly good players that have huge loops on their forehand
like
too.
Delpo, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it.
My dude too, sorry.
We're gonna show you why it's probably best not to emulate Federer. Let's get into it. There's no doubt that Roger Federer has one of the best forehands the game of tennis has ever seen, but it doesn't necessarily mean you should be copying it. Part of the issue is with Roger's quick drop. For the average player, they're losing a lot of power by creating it. Part of what makes Roger's forehand so special is his exquisite timing. His contact that is always out in front. He's almost got a perfectly straight arm. Is just really, really difficult to copy. All right. So where we see players with the bigger strokes, right? It's still effective. They're getting a ton of power. It just means that they're getting into their unit turn earlier. They're getting the racket back earlier. With Roger's short drop, what are the benefits? He can take the ball on the rise. He can get through that ball really, really quick. But we're talking about supreme athleticism. So for most recreational athletes, it may just be out of reach. But the main thing to understand is that it's totally okay to have this backswing that goes back. If you looked at the forehand from the 90s, what you saw were strings that faced the back fence. And even the next gen forehand that we see today, as we turn, it's still a relatively large backswing. The only problem where the swing actually gets too big is when the racket gets back on the left side of the body. So you can see here as I line up, if all of a sudden my swing is getting over here and it's off the tracks, that's too big. That is an issue. All right. But so what I'm going to show you now is by working on this short drop, the timing has to be really good. And I'm not going to mail it in. I'm going to do everything I can to try to copy the forehand. I'm not going to be able to. But we're going to talk about some of the corrective things and some of the things you can do about getting the racket to drop earlier, but still getting the racket to drop further behind you and not quite like Rogers. All right, so let's jump into it. I'll show you two versions and hopefully give you some guidance or maybe what you should be doing or could be doing to improve your forehand. Here, guys, like I'm doing the audio retrospectively, and just because I wanted to get a feel and give you some feedback to what I'm feeling. And you can tell how I'm taking the ball early, but I'm really forcing myself kind of up into the court. And I'm not exactly sure with that ball getting above my shoulder how to problem solve with a quick racket drop. Maybe in some time I would figure it out. But I can tell you what I feel. I feel like I'm losing depth. I'm having a hard time kind of with the wrist and kind of getting that snap that Roger happens. It's probably why I'm also not on tour. But it's just an extremely difficult way to time the ball unless you're just taking it consistently on the rise. And Eastern grip may here, Scott may be better versed at this particular forehand. But I definitely am losing quite a bit of power and a ton of RPM, a ton of spin. All right, so just kind of illustrating why this can be a challenge. Maybe not for everybody, but certainly for me, as you can see. So here, I mean, this is my normal forehand. You can tell the swing's not small. Racket's slightly inverted, but it's staying on the side of my body. Maybe occasionally through the lag, it gets a little bit to the left, but that's okay. Now, so I think the important thing, and especially for me, is just because I'm not dropping the racket early doesn't mean that I can't take the ball early. I still have the ability to shorten at times, especially if Scott pins me, a little bit deeper or the ball short. But the ability to get the racket back, especially when I'm pushed back and having to play above my shoulder, is just invaluable. And I think that's why we see this forehand so much more common throughout the ATP and the WTA. Just the ability to produce a lot of power and a lot of spin, but have the ability to shorten it when necessary.
All right, so Roger, what'd you think?
Yeah.
How about that short forehand?
Yeah, it looked absolutely nothing like Roger. It's
I
funny.
agree.
Well, it's funny. It's really hard still not to get the loop. It's just so ingrained. It felt really unnatural trying to drop that early. And I just think some things are unique to just fantastic athletes, and that might be the one.
Which you are not one, so that makes sense why
This guy.
that wouldn't pan out really that well for you.
If you're looking at making a change on your forehand, maybe you're just late on it, I would focus more on the timing of getting the racket back and then making sure you're not on the outside of your body there. But this is fine. This is totally fine. Just
sure.
get the racket back earlier and you can still have that big power, big RPMs, lots of spin.
For sure. Guys, hope you like this instruction. All instruction is not created equal. You need very specific instruction for your skill level, which is why we created the Play Your Court community. So definitely check that out. Jump in there. We've got custom video coaching based on where you are in your tennis game. Also, if you like this video, please press the like button below and make sure to subscribe to never miss another video from Nate and I. We'll see you guys soon.
See ya.
What goes in this little pocket? Now I'm curious. Does that extend all the way down?
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like to right there. It's like for chapstick.
That's not for chapstick.